During the month of August, you were registered at the Seabreeze Hotel with a woman, not Mrs. Topper.
Well, yes and no.
Mr. Topper, once again I ask you, who was the woman with you at the Seabreeze Hotel?
Marion Kirby.
Marion Kirby. Marion Kirby. I insist that you stop trying to make a mockery of this trial.
Now he's yelling at me.
Kindly ask your questions in a milder tone.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You see?
All right, I'll put it another way. Was there a woman with you at the Seabreeze Hotel on August 2nd?
Yes. And no.
Was there or wasn't there?
Well, it's very hard to explain, but I could if you would only let me.
Let him answer in his own way.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you just exactly what happened because I don't know myself. It might make everything a little clearer if I started with George and Marion Kirby. You see, it all began that day in June when George and Marion drove back home after...
George, look out!
I got something in my eye.
Something in your eye? Be careful. Look out! You'll never make it, George!
Oh, boy. Guess I'll never hear the last of this.
Oh, look at my car.
Look at my hat.
And I got a run in my stocking. I told you to slow up, would you? Oh, no.
Can I help it if a tire blows out? Besides, I had something in my eye.
Couldn't have been your driving, could it?
Say, I've come around that curve much faster lots of times. So have you.
And it was such a lovely car, too. Oh, George. You're getting transparent. You're fading.
Say, that's funny. I can see through you, too. Say, who's that?
It's us. You know something, George? I think we're dead.
I think you're right. I hope we go together, honey.
So do I.
Marion, what do you suppose is the conventional thing to do now?
I don't know. We've never been conventional.
I think we tell someone our good deeds, and then they open up the beautiful gates and let us through.
Yes, but what good deeds have you done?
Oh, dozens.
Name one.
Well, Say, what good deeds have you done?
Well,
At least we haven't done any bad ones, honey.
You know, if we could do a good deed now, if we could... Oh, George, you're fading.
Well, my trouble really began when I bought the Kirby car. That is, after it was fixed up, of course. My wife objected, so there was only one thing to do, and I did it. I ran away from home. It was a big car, and I wasn't used to driving such a powerful one. Naturally, I was somewhat nervous.
Would you mind getting off my wife's lap?
Who said that?
Ollie, Ollie, out sentry.
Stop it. My nerves are jumping up already.
Where are you?
Get off my foot.
Who are you? Where are you? I'm in no mood for this sort of thing.
Toppy doesn't know us. Toppy doesn't know us.
Mrs. Kirby, may I present Mr. Topper?
How do you do, Mr. Topper?
How do you do?
And this is Mr. Kirby, Mr. Topper.
How do you... George and Marion Kirby, why... It can't be. It mustn't be. It is.
Oh, dear, dear. Topper's fainted. Get some water, Marion.
Water.
Come on, Topper.
Oh!
Oh, that's fine. You're a great help.
My hat.
Oh, no, it can't be. No. If you don't mind, I'm gonna get in my car and drive home.
No, Topper.
Sit down, Topper. You can't get in your car and drive home because you've got a flat tire. Besides, it isn't your car, it's ours.
Well, I'll walk. You can have the car. Mrs. Topper doesn't like the horrible thing anyway.
Oh, George, did you hear that?
Well.
Mrs. Topper doesn't like the car. Our good deed. Let's get to work on him.
I'm afraid I don't understand it any more than you do. She called me a good deed or something.
Do you suppose his accident could have affected his mind?
No, dear. His past caught up with him.
I request that the witness's testimony be stricken from the record on the ground that it's incredible.
I object, Your Honor. My client has a right to his defense, regardless of his credibility.
In my 32 years on the bench, I have never heard such a fantastic concoction of excuses, which the witness dares call a defense. Court is adjourned till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I'll be awfully lonely without you, George. Gee, I wish you were here. Same old oak tree, remember? But it doesn't seem quite the same without you. What's the matter, Atlas? Where are you? Uh-oh. Come on up here. That's a boy. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. I'm the same as you are. I'm not here either. You feel kind of lost, don't you, Pup? I know how you feel, because I feel that way without George, too. Something made me come back. Maybe it was a hunch. I don't know what it was. I think something must have gone wrong. Maybe it was my good deed. Don't be afraid. Nothing can hurt you anymore. I'll take care of you, Pop.
I better get this Topper, Tommy. You wait over there under that tree.
I'll get my dress all wet. Hurry up. Honey, hurry up. I don't like it here.
Won't take a minute.
I don't know where you are, George, but go away. Go away.
Give me that paper.
Honey! Honey! Oh, honey, never mind the top. Let's get out of here.
Oh, Topper's too nice a fellow to be in trouble. I'm going to get him out.
And you're going to help me.
Come on. Try hard. Oh, you can make it. It's a little hard at first, but you'll get used to it. Attaboy.
All right, boys, take it easy. Take it easy. I don't care who you are. This divorce case is being tried privately, and no visitors allowed. So come on, boys, break it up.
But I'm a friend of Judge Wilson.
That doesn't make any difference to me. Nobody gets in here, so come on, get going. Come on, please, break it up.
Proceed.
And now, Mrs. Topper, will you tell the court in your own words how Mr. Topper abused you?
Why, he didn't know such thing. Cosmo never said an unkind word to me in his whole life. Look at him. Poor lamb. How can you say such unkind things about him?
Your Honor, I'm afraid my client is a little beside herself. Nervous strain and all. If you don't mind, I'd like to excuse her and call Mrs. Parkhurst to the stand.
Yes, excuse me, Judge.
You do solemnly swear that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I certainly do.
Now, Mrs. Parkhurst, you've been a friend to both parties in this case, have you not?
I have been, yes.
And is it your opinion that the defendant was ever cruel to his wife?
He certainly was.
Did he ever beat her?
Of course.
Now, would you please tell the court in your own way, Mrs. Parkhurst, just how Mr. Topper humiliated Mrs. Topper?
Well, he was sullen and moody. He was discourteous and unfriendly. And very often so insulting to Mrs. Topper and myself and her other friends that we could hardly restrain ourselves. Sometimes he would remain away from home for days on end with the flimsy excuse that he was fishing or some such nonsense. And with a bank full of money, he hardly ever gave her a cent. It was a case of mental cruelty. He seemed to resent Mrs. Topper's social friends, such as myself, and on several occasions when I endeavored to entertain Mrs. Topper in her own home, he would embarrass her by refusing to be present at the party. He even humiliated her by asking me to get out. Sometimes he would remain away from home for days on end with the flimsy excuse that he was...
You see, Choppy, I knew you needed me, so here I am.
Oh, this isn't going to happen again.
Topper's social friend.
Mustn't.
Myself, and on several occasions when I endeavored to entertain Mrs. Topper in her own home, he would embarrass her by refusing to be present.
Cosmo, darling.
He humiliated her by asking me to go...
Oh, Cosmo's fainted. Somebody do something. Oh, poor dear Cosmo. What happened?
Marion, no.
Marion? But I'm Clara, Cosmo. Oh, dear, now he's all mixed up again. Oh, Cosmo, please forgive me. It was all my fault. Why did I ever leave you?
Will someone please inform this court exactly what I'm supposed to be presiding over?
Your Honor, this cheap trick is just another example of the way this man has trifled with the tender emotions of my client. Over and over again, he's taken advantage of her trusting nature.
Toppy, you get up and sock that guy in the chin.
Marion, I couldn't do a thing like that here.
Yes, you can. Get up.
Marion. Stop, Marion. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Sort of nervous affliction. Look out, you'll get hurt.
I object.
Order, order.
Sorry, Your Honor, I can't help it.
No judge would grant a decree in this case. Decree denied.
Wait a minute. Stop pushing me, Marion.
Oh, dear. Oh, now that I've got my divorce from poor Cosmo, I feel so lonesome without him.
But you didn't get your divorce, dear.
Didn't I? Then what was all this commotion about? Oh, do I have to divorce him all over again?
Of course, Clara, but not here. We'll go where your husband cannot interfere. You and I are going to France. I always get my divorces over there.
Oh, Toppy, don't act like a scared rabbit. Stop running away from me.
Can't you see I'm in trouble? You've just got to leave me alone.
I've got to see that you're happy.
Start making me happy by going away and never coming back.
It isn't as easy as all that. Come here. Look, Toppy, we're both in trouble, and I'm not going to leave you till I see you safely back with Mrs. Topper.
Your interference simply makes matters worse. Please go away. Can't you see how upset I am?
Oh, I'll take care of that. What we need is a drink, and this looks like a place.
I don't want a drink, and I wouldn't go into a place like this, especially with you.
Now, Marion, go away.
No, stop it, Marion, no, stop it. No, stop it. Nice weather we're having for Thursday, isn't it? Or do you like weather for Thursday?
What are you staring at?
Would you mind going out there and coming in again the way you did?
Yes, I'll do it on my way out.
You at a circus or something?
No, but I had an aunt with an elephant act once.
Yeah, I know. What'll it be?
I don't think I care for anything, thank you.
You don't think you...
Order a martini.
A martini.
Martini.
Make it 2.
Make it 2. You mean a double martini?
No, I mean 2. See, I like an extra olive. I'm very fond of olives. Marion, for heaven's sake, don't let him see you drinking that martini.
Oh, I won't let him see me.
Yeah? Oh, yes, of course. That be enough? Yes, well, I can manage this all right. You run along and mix some more.
This drink's on me, mister. Will you do that again?
Yeah, you run along and mix some more, will you? I seem to be getting thirsty. Mix a whole new batch of them.
You all right, Charlie?
I guess I'm a bit nervous. Would you mind if I used your telephone? I'd like to call my house and find out where I am.
Go right ahead.
Manny, you've got to be more careful. You'll get me into trouble.
Why be bald?
I mean, come away from that radio. People are going to think.
You, too, can have a head of luxuriant hair. Just drop a line or phone.
Marion, stop it, please. I guess I got the wrong number.
That ain't a telephone anyhow. That's a mysterious control box for the radio over there. There's a new gadget just out, see? You dial your station here, and you hear it over there.
Well, where are the wires?
There ain't any wires. That's the trick, see? Now, if you want it loud, you dial loud, and that makes it loud. Now, if you want it soft, you dial soft. That's soft. Anyhow, that telephone don't work. That's just for the trunk. If you want a phone, there's one over there.
Here's how.
Lady, where did you come from?
She's been waiting for me for some time. Only she just got here.
Well, anyhow, I'm glad there's really 2 of you.
Well, Toppy, here's to you and my dog.
Oh, don't tell me you've got that dog with you.
Of course, Atlas is here. Atlas, take a deep breath. Try hard. Come on, you can make it.
What's that?
There's a good dog.
What is that? Now, Hey, how did he get in here? We don't allow dogs.
He's a very sensitive dog.
Yes, you hurt his feelings. You hurry up and mix us some more drinks, will you?
Yes, and fix an olive for the dog, too. Come on, Toppy, into the booth.
Hey, Charlie. Charlie, are you there? Listen, Charlie, you'd better mix them drinks. I'm going out back and lay down.
I'm hot. Hasn't this place any ventilation, or is that bad gin?
For the last time, this is the last time. Will you please go home?
That's as soon as I get my house.
Topper residence.
Wilkins? Mr. Topper.
I'm sorry, sir, but Mr. Topper is not at home.
He said Mr. Topper isn't at home.
Well, isn't he?
Are you sure, Wilkins?
I'm positive, sir.
Oh, well, you know where he is?
I haven't the slightest idea, sir.
Just tell him to call me if you find out where I am. Hmm? Thank you, Wilkins. He says he just doesn't know where I am.
Of course not, Toppy, because you're here.
Oh. Oh, well, in that case, I better tell Wilkins where I am so in case I want to call him back.
Hey, haven't you got any home?
That's just what I'm trying to find out. 2 more martinis.
2 more.
2 more.
Then I'm going to lock up.
Then he's going to lock up.
Hello, Wilkins? Mr. Topper.
I've just informed you, sir. Mr. Topper is not at home.
He still insists I'm not there. He's always right, you know. A good fellow, Wilkins. I don't know what he'd do without me. Well, look here, Wilkins. You tell Mr. Topper that I'm not at home either, huh?
Let me talk to him. Hello? Wilkins? This is a friend of Mr. Topper's.
Well, if what you say is true, madam, Mr. Topper didn't waste much time.
Mr. Topper wants to talk to Mrs. Topper.
That won't be possible, madam. Mrs. Topper sailed for France with Mrs. Parkhurst 4 hours ago.
Uh-huh. All right, thank you. Thank you for your trouble, Wilkins. I always had my suspicions about that Mrs. Parkhurst. Toppy, you've got to go to Europe.
No, listen to me. Understand this clearly, Mary. There are some things you can make me do, but this time I'm going to put my foot down. I shall decide where I go.
All right. Have it your own way, as long as it's Europe.
No, as long as I have it my own way.
Well, come on, we've got to catch a boat.
Well, my passport's in the bank, and I can't get it till morning.
Well, you're president of the bank, aren't you? Come on, let's get started.
You mean we're both going to Europe?
Sure, Toppy. Here's your hat. Go on to Europe with the ladies so I can get some sleep.
Come on. Hurry, Toppy. Can't you open it?
Yes, here's 1, 2, 3.
Well, then open it. What's the combination?
1, 2, 3. See, I had to have an easy number so I could remember it in case I forgot. Won't you come inside, make yourself home?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Atlas, you stay here and guard the door.
What would I file my passport under this for?
Why don't you look under T?
T? What's that stand for?
Topper.
Oh, yeah. Funny he spells his name the same as mine. Huh? Can I see my passport picture?
No.
Oh, T stands for toy dog, too. Woof. Woof. Little fella, isn't he?
What happened?
When the door's shut, the light goes out. One, 2, 3 got us in.
Well, that ought to be easy. 3, 2, 1 ought to get us out.
Give me the match. Ouch! Now I can't see what I burned myself. Steady, man.
Give him the tear gas.
I'm sorry I took so long, were you boys waiting to get in? Oh, hello, Eddie. Hello, Mr. Topper. Hello, Mr. Topper. Don't cry, boy. I'm only going away for a little while. I'll come back.
Get away, Atlas. Get away. Stop pushing me, Marion.
The Baron and I understand perfectly. But this Mrs. Topper, is she going to be difficult?
Difficult? Oh, why should she be? Why, I merely suggested coming here to France, and she trailed right along.
Oh. Tell me more about her. Is she pretty?
Well, she has scads of money.
She's pretty. Then I'll be very happy to entertain Mrs. Topper.
And now, Baron, if you'll invite me to the cocktail lounge, I'll buy you a drink.
Oh, well, with pleasure, monsieur.
This is all very pleasant, but I'm still in a dither. You know, Nancy, I may have been too harsh with poor Cosmo.
Clara, dear, don't you think we might find a more pleasant subject to discuss than your husband?
Yes, Mrs. Topper, Mrs. Parkhurst is right. You must relax. You're on a holiday. You must forget about your unpleasant past. And from now on, I'll see that you enjoy life as it should be lived.
Oh, Baron, what cute talk.
Oh, my dear, don't you feel the feel of the Mediterranean? The beautiful water, the lovely sun? Doesn't that do something to you?
Yes, the heat makes my feet hurt.
Oh, Baron, Clara was only joking, weren't you, dear?
Was I? Was I? Oh, yes, of course. I think this is rather silly, don't you?
Bad enough on the boat and on the plane, but this is going too far, Marion, really. And now, to top everything, you have to bring along a dog that isn't even here. Oh. Okay, you just take that leash and whatever's on the end of it and leave me alone.
Why, Top. After all I've done for you, too.
I appreciate all you've done for me, Marion, and I'd appreciate even more if you never did it again.
Get in. Get in. Get in, Adam. L'Hôtel Saint-Pierre, s'il vous plaît.
How much? Monsieur, j'ai pris 2 passagers dans ma voiture. Vous et une dame. Je ne suis arrêté nulle part. Et madame a disparu.
For heaven's sake, stop all this nonsense and tell me what the fare is.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a avec vous? Monsieur a tué une femme. Appelez les gendarmes tout de suite. Mais vous ne savez pas ce que vous dites. Et ne criez pas comme ça, voyons.
Stop making all this fuss and tell me how much I owe. Does anyone around here speak English?
I am the manager of this hotel. Can I be of service?
Just tell me what this idiot is yapping about, will you?
Oui, monsieur. Qu'y a-t-il? Que se passe-t-il?
Cet homme a tué une femme.
He said that you have killed a woman.
Is that any reason for making all this fuss? I came here alone, and here I am. Doesn't that prove it?
I'm sorry, monsieur. Are you insane? Be quiet. Insulting a guest of the Saint-Pierre. Here, take this and go. And don't ever come back again.
And let that be a lesson to you. Well, come on, let's go.
Take the gentleman's luggage.
Où sont les bagages de monsieur? Monsieur n'a pas de bagages. Et c'est pas un gentleman non plus. Américain, pas.
By yourself.
I am so sorry, monsieur. I assure you it will never happen again. It will be my pleasure to make your stay at our hotel a pleasure.
Bonjour, monsieur.
I want some accommodation, please.
I have a very lovely suite on the fourth floor. Une vue magnifique sur l'océan et les montagnes. Des arbres, des fleurs, des oiseaux qui chantent et des petits papillons. Ah, je vous assure, monsieur, vous aimerez ça. Bien. C'est le mari de Madame Topper.
Impossible. Si.
Regardez donc, c'est le même nom.
I am very sorry, Mr. Topper, but my clerk now finds that you had no reservation, and our rooms are all taken.
Can't you find anything for me?
But, monsieur, you would not like what we have. We have one little room, but it would not suit a gentleman like you. Now, I suggest...
Yes, it's all right, I'll take it.
But, monsieur, I know you will not like it. Won't you let me make arrangements for you some other place?
I want to stay here. You see, I came to fetch my wife, Mrs. Topper. She's registered here, isn't she?
Oh, oui.
Don't let her know I'm here because I want to surprise her, you see.
Oh, that would be impossible. Mrs. Topper is in Italy with Mrs. Parkhurst and Le Baron de Briannon.
Oh, that's nice. Now, may I see my room?
But I know you will not like it, monsieur.
Please don't let's bicker anymore.
Pierre, voilà. Pierre, montrez à monsieur le 14B, the 14B.
Why does the husband have to arrive at this time? To spoil everything for the Baron.
Ah, quel chameau.
Oui. I will get rid of him. Pig.
Toppy, you look like the thinker, without a thought. You can think of the tiniest things to worry about, Toppy. Well, we're going to be nice and snug in this sweet little room, just the three of us.
What do you mean, the three of us?
Well, what about me and Atlas?
Oh, no, you can't do that to me again, Marion. After all, the only reason I'm over here at all is because you were found in my room once before.
Topper, you're getting crabby. I know what's the matter with you. You're hungry. And I'm going to get you some food.
Marion, put that phone down.
Now, Topper, you need me. Wouldn't you like to have some chicken and potatoes and soup and things?
But, monsieur, I don't understand. Do you always eat two dinners?
Yes, always. Of course I do. One on top of the other. You see, I eat the second one to keep myself company while I'm eating the first one. Look, see, I come here and I take a bite something there, and I come over here and take a bite here, and I go back there and so on, and running back and forth gives me such an appetite that I naturally eat both dinners, you see?
Naturally. But, monsieur, you dropped something.
No, don't touch it, no. No, I always keep a bowl on the other side of the bed, so in case I wake up in the night and feel like gnawing on something, you see? Oh, look here, you go away. Will you go right away? You're making me so nervous. Get out of here. Will you go on?
Come on, Toppy. I'm starved.
Confound these people. Come here. You've got to do something quickly.
I'm getting pretty tired of this. Come on, Atlas. Here we go again.
Votre champagne, monsieur.
No, don't want to come in.
You wish two glasses, monsieur?
Yes, of course I do. One for each hand. Yes, well, never mind. That'll do. That'll be all right. Yes, that'll be all. Absolutely all. Simply got to control yourself, or you're going to get me into the same trouble again that I'm in already, no?
Come on, Toppy. Have a drink.
All right, but immediately after dinner, you'll have to get out of here and take your confounded Atlas with you. Yes, I mean you.
Atlas, stop it. Don't let Topper scare you. What are you, a watchdog or a mouse? Come on back. Topper, don't you see? We've got to stay here. There's no place else we can go.
All right, then I'll leave.
Oh, no, you won't.
Man, don't even want to touch that phone.
Hello? Faites monter à notre lit un grand panier pour un chien, s'il vous plaît. Oui, merci.
Now what have you done?
Oh, I've just ordered another bed and a large basket for the dog.
A dog basket? I suppose I'll have to tell them that I sleep in a dog basket.
Unable to cable Monet. Mrs. Topper's lawyers have attached entire estate. Am en route with bagage. Wilkins. Ah, excellent. He has no money. Now I can get rid of him. Ah. Voila.
Oh, Toppy, can't you cheer up? You look like a dried-up old apricot.
Nothing can make me happy.
Oh, no?
No, stop it, Mary, no. Stop it. No, stop it, Mary, no, stop it, Mary, stop it,
You hear something?
Yeah, someone's at the door.
Why doesn't he come in?
Oh, no, wait.
Oh, I like it. There's no one here.
Monsieur, I shall have to ask you to open the door.
Well, go ahead, ask me.
Well, open the door.
Oh, certainly.
I see you have enjoyed yourself.
Never had so much fun in all my life. I wish you could have been here. I'm glad you weren't, of course.
You, of course, understand it is expected that we be paid for this.
Well, I'm not complaining. Why should you?
Qu'est-ce qui arrive là? Laissez passer.
Oh, there they go again. You know, I haven't had a minute's peace since I've been here. Might be quieter if I moved into the lobby. Bring it in, boys.
What is this?
Never mind. Careful, boys. Don't knock the bottle over. That's right.
Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire tout ça? Je n'en sais rien. Ah. Did you order this bed and this basket?
Of course I did. I like 2 beds in the basket.
Oh, you like 2 beds and... Monsieur, I will give you until tomorrow morning. If you cannot pay for 1 week in advance, I shall not only be forced to eject you, but I shall also be forced to throw you out.
I see.
I threw him out tomorrow.
Oh, this is dandy.
Yes, now I will get thrown out. I wish you could get me out of trouble as easy as you can get me in.
Toppy, don't worry. They won't throw you out of any place. Not with me along.
I'd be in a fine fix if they did, wouldn't I? I've nowhere to go, and I can't afford to go there anyhow.
I know where we'll go. To the casino. They have so much money there that they give it away. Come on.
Laissez l'entrée libre circuler, ce taxi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Venez, vite. Oui, oui. Oh.
Be quiet, Atlas. Marion, where are you?
Come on, get in the cab.
Oh. But we have no driver.
Get in the cab, Toppy.
vous inquiète?
Let him figure it out for himself.
How much money have we?
About 100 francs. How much is that?
Not very much, but enough. Come on, we'll plunk it all on 13.
No, Mary, no. I never gambled in my life. Except once when I won a turkey in a church fair.
But, Toppy, you're not gambling. They're the ones. You're a sure thing. If we can't beat this game with our eyes shut, we deserve to be broke. Come on.
No, I don't know how to do it.
Uh-oh. Don't be so bashful. Get in there.
Beg your pardon, I'm so sorry, everybody.
All bets down, please. 27, the winner. Pardon me, my mistake. Number is 13.
But I thought you said 27.
I'm sorry, I was a little hasty. We pay off on the number 13. That is where the ball stopped. Vous gagnez, monsieur. Two. Pardon me, the number is 13. You win again, monsieur.
Mary, this is dishonest.
Would monsieur wish to examine the ball?
They put in.
$31. 28. 22. 17. 13. You win again, monsieur.
This is going too far. Let me out.
I beg your pardon. Did you speak to me?
Yes, I did. Just a minute ago. Don't you remember? I said good evening.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Manager!
What is the trouble?
I don't know. This man has won 3 times straight. The ball keeps bouncing from one number to the other and always lands in 13.
3 times?
3 times.
He cannot possibly win again on the same number.
If he does, he'll break this bank. You just don't know what this ball has been doing.
You spin it. I watch it.
He wins again.
You tell Mr. Topper his time is up. Don't mince words with him. Either he pays you now 1 week in advance or out he goes. But now, voila.
Laissez-moi faire.
Here he comes now. Remember, do as I told you.
Now, look here, young man. I don't like my room. See, I want a suite. And I want it stocked with caviar. And I want the bathtub stocked with champagne, all the bathtubs. And I want it now, this very minute.
Monsieur Topper, je regrette infiniment, but we will have to eject you unless you pay 1 week in advance.
1 week, years, a month, a year's rent. And if I don't get better service, I'll buy the hotel and discharge everyone in it, starting with you.
Eh? Oui, oui, monsieur Topper. Excusez-moi. Pardon me, one moment.
Guess I told him, eh, Marion? Huh? Come on, Marion, speak up. There's nothing to be afraid of. Marion, where are you?
Marion, hey.
Where have you been?
Hello.
Will you please go away? I want to go to bed.
Now that's gratitude for you. I went to a lot of trouble to get you the best suite in this hotel.
Well, I thought they'd come around to my way of thinking.
Mm-hmm. Well, follow me.
Better get out of yourself. Someone might see us.
Don't worry. Come on.
Doing the best I can. You don't have to push me, do you?
I beg your pardon.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I must have been talking to myself. You see, I thought I was someone I knew, and I guess I wasn't. Stop it, Mary.
Wait till you see this. This is something like it. Well, come in, so I can close the door. Just follow me, Toppy. Oh, George would like this. I wish he were here to help us. He'd know how to get us out of this mess.
Well, this is more like it, isn't it? Huh? Oh. Marion, make yourself visible so we can both enjoy it.
Righto, Toppy. Now then, you stay here and I'll go in the adjoining room in Mrs. Parkhurst.
That's fine, yes. Oh, what did you say?
I said you stay here in Mrs. Topper's room where you belong, and I'll go in Mrs. Parkhurst's room.
No, really, that's going a bit too far, miss.
Now, Toppy, come back here.
Huh?
I went to a lot of trouble to get the key to this suite.
Well, I know, but supposing Mrs. Topper came back and found us here.
Will you stop worrying about Mrs. Topper? She's in Italy.
Oh, all right. Might as well get into trouble in this room as any other, I suppose. I'll do it, but I won't like it.
That's a good boy.
Ah, home at last.
I feel as if we'd been away for several days.
We have been away for several days.
Oh, I guess that's the reason I feel that way. Welcome home.
Welcome back, mesdames. Et Monsieur le Baron.
How do you do?
Did you have a nice trip?
Oh, delightful.
Rather early, isn't it?
Yes, madame. It's just past dawn.
Yes, I know. We passed it as we drove in.
I shall give you a chance to rest. I shall call for you this afternoon. We are going bathing, aren't we?
Oh, yes, of course.
Goodbye, Baron. It was a most enjoyable trip.
Oh, a most enjoyable trip.
Goodbye, my dears. Of course, you are my dear.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
See you later.
I'll just never get used to having him kiss my hand. It makes me go all funny inside.
Monsieur Louis. Oh, mais quelle surprise, Monsieur Louis. Voilà Madame Topper qui vient d'arriver.
Ah, Mrs. Parkhurst, welcome. Oh, Mrs. Topper, this is your home. It must always remain your home.
Oh, thank you.
Mrs. Topper, you have an unwelcome visitor in your home. Mr. Topper is here.
Oh, my Cosmo here?
He's here, but if you do not want him to stay, out he goes.
Oh, but I do want him to stay.
That's impossible, Clara. You mustn't see him. It'll spoil everything.
Oh, but I couldn't do that to poor Cosmo. Why, just think he's come all the way across the ocean to see me. Cosmo, my Cosmo.
Then shall I tell him you are here?
Oh, yes, yes. No, not yet. I must have a facial and get my hair dressed. Just think, Cosmo is here. Oh, I wonder if I'll recognize him. My Cosmo.
Clara, you're acting like a schoolgirl.
Do you really think so? Why, I've been out of school for years.
Will you please stop yelling or people think I'm murdering you?
Oh, school is here. School.
Be quiet, all right. I'll...
Oh, Cosmo.
Oh, hello, Clara.
Oh, Cosmo. How could you, and in my own room?
Clara, you couldn't think that I...
Oh, you take my gown right off and get out of here, you bad man, you.
Clara.
You take my gown off right now. I never thought you could stoop so low, and I was almost so glad to see you.
I can explain. I can explain.
Il y avait un chien et un homme et je ne sais quel. Oh, vous l'expliquez à madame, ce n'est pas de la faute du tout.
Oh, Nancy, never in my life have I been so humiliated. You've no idea how terrible it is to have faith in one, to have that one prove faithless to one.
Clara, what's happened? What's wrong?
Oh, everything's wrong. I just saw Cosmo making love, Latin love, to that maid. He's a beast. He was beating her and tearing her clothes off. Oh, the pity of it.
Now, may I see you for a moment? Alone?
I don't want to see you ever again. Please get out.
But Clara...
Really, Mr. Topper, I think you could have put on some clothes before coming in here.
Oh, Mrs. Parkhurst, even if I liked you, I'd stop talking to you. Please, Clara, I want to explain.
Explanations aren't necessary. I just won't talk to you, no matter what.
But you must. You know, I came all the way across the ocean.
Did you have a pleasant trip?
Well, it was a bit rough, you know. Please, Clara, won't you listen?
She's listened to quite enough. Will you leave?
Oh, please, Clara.
Oh, please get out. Get out, you nasty man. Get out.
I finance your trip to Italy. I feed you. I clothe you. 3 years now. And you come back with no money.
I didn't have a chance. The lady will not be hurried.
You have the best prospect America has sent us for years.
You must have patience, Louis. I'm trying my very best. You mustn't forget the lady is slightly eccentric.
I give you one more chance.
While you're here, we must be running over to Saint-Tropez. You've never been there, no?
Been there. I doubt if I can even say it.
Oh, you're so quaint and so lovely. But not so lovely as Saint-Tropez is at this time of the year. It is the ideal heaven for those who wish to be alone and who wish to enjoy the quiet evenings and the beach rustling against the sand and the sand rustling against the water.
Well, isn't that exactly what happens here?
Oh, yes, but not like at Saint-Tropez.
What a lot of people there are in France.
Come on and sit down, Toppy. You're a dear. And I do hate to see you suffer.
Oh, well, what's the use, man? There's nothing to be done about it. Mrs. Topper doesn't care for me anymore. I'm going back home.
Oh, no, you're not. You can't do that. I'll fix that sand lizard. Watch me. Zip.
Gee, I wish I could do that.
My My trunks! My trunks! My trunks!
Your trunks? What's the matter with them?
Mrs. Topper?
Well, I fixed him good. He won't chase you anymore.
What did you do?
I pulled his trunks off.
His trunks?
Yep.
Well, come man, you must forget he's with my wife.
Don't worry, he won't be with her long, not when I get through with him.
Madam, I have a sense of humor, but these kind of a joke I do not comprehend.
But, Your Majesty, I don't know anything about them.
Mrs. Topper, haven't I always been a gentleman?
Yes, I think so.
How am I doing?
Oh, look out! Be careful!
Hey!
Well, why don't you get up and get out of the way?
Please give me back my trunks. Do something before I'm crushed to death.
The children around here should be more careful with their toys. I don't know why you keep on talking about your silly trunk.
Hey, get away. Are you crazy? The trunk! Hey! Hey, you crazy there? Go away, go!
Get coming!
Hey! 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 What can I do?
Keep it quiet! Here comes the ball, be careful! Come, Baron, let's stop all this foolishness and get back to the hotel.
But don't you understand? I have lost my trunks.
Well, you can stay here if you want to, but I must be going. I have an appointment with a beauty parlor. I mustn't forget to call them and see if they can take me. Toodaloo.
Oh, please, madame, do something. The tide is coming in and I'm going to drown.
Oh, don't be silly, Baron. It's only water.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
May I sit down?
Please do.
It's a lovely day to be lying in the sand, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, when I was a little girl, I just loved to lie in the sand all covered up like you are.
When I was a little boy, I didn't mind. But now it's most uncomfortable.
Oh?
Is this your little dog?
Yeah.
Cute little thing, isn't he? You're an American.
Yes. Daddy's in the steel business.
Would you do me a favor?
Favor? Yes.
Oh, I've had a terrific accident.
Oh, isn't that too bad?
I need a pair of trunks the worst way. Size 32.
Trunks? Size 32, trunks, size 32. Well, I'll see what I can do. Now, you won't go away, will you?
Oh, no, mademoiselle.
Mr. Topper, this is preposterous, if I may say so. And good afternoon, sir.
Hello, Wilkins. Well, what's preposterous?
Well, a gentleman of your position, sir, in a room of this dimension. I shall complain to the management.
Oh, you don't understand, Wilkins. I like this room. It's exactly the kind of room I want. It's nice and cozy and everything is just where I can reach it and people dropping in all the time. Oh, glad you bought my dog.
But surely you'd be more comfortable, sir, if they took out that extra bed.
No, I want that bed. You see, I'd like to have a spare bed. Then if I walk over there in my seat and lie down, I'm still in bed.
It does seem a little odd, sir. But of course, just as you wish. And Mrs. Topper, have you seen her?
Well, yes. Well, that is, she's staying here in the same hotel.
Oh. I think I understand, sir.
Do you, Wilkins?
Quite, sir. And how is Mrs. Topper?
Well, I don't really know. You see, she won't talk to me. She refuses to talk to me.
Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. Would you mind very much if I called on Mrs. Topper? Just to pay my respects, sir.
Not at all, no.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'll call her on right away. Mrs. Topper.
That phone doesn't work, Wilkins. Mrs. Topper's suite is number 47 at the end of the balcony. That way. Marion, you should be ashamed of yourself, smoking in front of Wilkins.
Well, anyway, I fixed it so that Baron won't bother you anymore.
Fix it so that you wouldn't bother me anymore.
Why, Toppy, if I weren't here to bother you, who'd you get?
Wilkins bought my dog.
matter with the service in this hotel? I ordered 2 martinis 15 minutes ago. What? Well, the boy must be lost. Come in. No, never mind. No, here he is now.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, do come in.
I beg your pardon, madam, but I was expecting to find Mrs. Topper here. My name is Wilkins.
So you're a friend of Mrs. Topper's?
Well, I've known Mrs. Topper for several years, madam.
How do you do, Mr. Wilkins? Won't you sit down? Mrs. Topper's dressing. Come in. Oh, do sit down.
Thank you.
Ah, how timely. Will you join me? Mrs. Topper will be hours dressing.
I don't think I'd better, madam. I've never taken a drink before in my life.
Oh, now don't tell me you've gone through life without having one little drink.
Well, truly, I've never taken a drink.
Oh, you're joking.
No, I'm not, really.
Well, down the hatch.
I beg your pardon?
Down the hatch.
Oh, yes, of course.
I know that I've seen you somewhere before. Are you a foreigner?
Well, that depends entirely upon what country one is in when the question is asked, madam.
You un-Americans are so quaint. That's what Clara always says about the Baron.
The Baron?
Yes. The Baron is planning on being the future Mr. Topper. And, modestly speaking, I have arranged the whole thing. Oh, Mrs. Topper's so thrilled. Didn't you say that we had met before?
I didn't say so, madam, no. But we have.
Oh, I knew it. My memory is so poor. Won't you refresh it?
Well, it was when I opened the door for you at Mrs. Topper's, madam.
You opened the door for me at Mrs. Topper's? Oh, but surely I would have remembered that.
There's nothing unusual about a butler opening a door.
What?
A butler.
Butler?
Would you tell Mrs. Topper that I called, madam?
Oh. Oh! Oh! Good day.
Thank you for your trouble.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Well, I was just thinking what a strange world we live in. Now you're opening the door for me.
Aren't you glad you came to my party?
I always enjoy being with you when you behave yourself. No, I don't know which is making me dizzier, you or the wine.
Oh, you just say that because you're enjoying yourself.
Oh, this is fun.
I have reserved a lovely table for you. Je vous prie, madame.
Je vous prie, madame. Isn't that a cute way to talk? Too bad the people in America aren't French.
You don't mind if I close my eyes, dear? I always close my eyes when I'm enjoying myself most. To make it last longer.
There's your husband acting the fool.
Cosmo, I can't understand what's happened to him lately.
Getting better, aren't I, Mary? Oh, hello, Clara. Oh. Mary, I don't know why I don't take you over my knees and spank you.
Well, if you feel so brave, I don't see why you don't go over and punch that Baron in the nose.
I can't understand what's happened to Cosmo. He used to be so sedate and gentlemanly.
Clara, will you please be sensible? Can't you see the man is crazy?
I can punch anybody on the nose if I feel like it. And I feel like it.
Good boy, Toppy. I'm right behind you.
All right.
Clara, what a beautiful name.
Now, listen to me.
You better stop running around after my wife and get out of here, or I'm going to punch you in the nose.
Cosmo, stop it. Oh.
I'm insulted. My seconds will wait upon you tomorrow morning.
No, if we're going to fight, we're going to fight now. I might not feel like fighting tomorrow morning. Gee.
Cosmo.
Ladies, it leaves me no alternative. What? Why, who's holding me there? Come on!
Stop it! Go on, Topper. Give it to him. It's awfully heavy, Toby, but I'll get him off.
I'm off. Messieurs, arrêtez! Arrêtez comme ça! Arrêtez, vite! I will send your baggage whenever you wish, but you will never enter this hotel again.
Oh, he's asking for it. What's this?
I will call the gendarme.
Go ahead and call the gendarmes, you crackerhead.
Bob,
I had nothing to do with it. See, I had my hands in my pocket.
Never in my life have I been so astonished. Just think, Cosmo, a pugilist, and so successful, too. Why, he was practically a caveman.
Clara, I really believe that you're glad that he pummeled the Baron.
Oh, poor Baron, he must be suffering. Do you think I should go to him and offer him my sympathy?
Yes, of course, my dear. And be sure and explain that you are not responsible for your husband's actions.
Oh, aren't I?
No, dear. Now go ahead and tell him how sorry you are.
Oh, of course I'm sorry, but Cosmo looked so cute pummeling the Baron.
Come in. Oh, so it's you.
Yes, it's me.
Come right in.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Baron, I want you to know how terribly I feel about Cosmo beating you up the way he did.
Ah, there you are, darling.
Oh!
Am I, interrupting something?
Are we in the wrong room?
What does this mean?
Yes. What does this mean?
Who is this woman? Why am I here?
She's a very wealthy girl and lonesome. But I can explain everything.
Oh, well, go ahead.
Oh, well, that's all.
Darling, don't tell me this is another of your flirtations.
Flirtation?
Yes, he's so impetuous. Sometimes he forgets he has a home.
A home?
A home?
I find it very difficult to forgive him, but he's all I have.
You little shrimp, you. If I had believed you, I'd be broken-hearted now.
But Mrs. Topper, now my... Where are you?
What is the matter with the service in this hotel? I ordered a bottle of champagne half an hour ago. What? Well, it isn't here yet. Come in. Never mind. Here he is now. Come in. You get right out?
I'm sorry, madam, but I've got to see Mrs. Topper at once. It's very urgent.
But in the first place, Mrs. Topper is not here. And in the second place, if she were here, she would not speak to you. I don't want to find you here when I come back. Clara, Clara, what happened? What has that unspeakable husband of yours been up to now?
It's not Mr. Topper this time. It's that awful Baron.
The Baron?
Yes, the Baron. All the time he's been trying to pay court to me, he's been married. And frankly, I don't think he's even a Baron. Not that I care, but I saw her with my own eyes wearing his pajamas.
Well, she might have been his sister.
I've not met the Baron, but I think I'm safe in saying that she is not his sister.
I thought I told you to leave.
Oh, Wilkins, this is a surprise.
Thank you very much, madam. May I have a word with you in private, please?
Oh, of course, Wilkins.
Under the present circumstances, Mrs. Topper couldn't possibly be interested in anything that you have to say to her.
Oh, yes, I could. Come on, Wilkins. We'll speak privately. I'm sure Mrs. Parkhurst won't mind.
Mr. Topper's in jail, madam.
In jail? What for?
Disturbing the peace, malicious destruction, and common drunkenness, madam.
And they put him in jail for that? Well, we must do something about it.
That's what I had in mind, madam, and I thought if you could advance me a little money, I would be able to make the necessary arrangements.
Well, of course, Wilkins.
Clara, you don't know what you're doing.
I know I don't, but Wilkins does.
Alors ça, c'est un peu faux. Écoutez, si ça arrive encore une fois, je vais parler à votre capitaine. Mettez-vous en bord, à la porte, tout de suite, là. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
Hello, Toppy. Guess who's on the other end of this key? What a jail. This is like opening a box of candy.
Man, you can't come rushing into somebody's cell like that. You'd ruin the reputation of the whole jail.
Come on, Toppy. Fix yourself up. We're going to have a jailbreak.
Oh, no, I don't want to go away from here. I'm just beginning to feel at home.
Now, Topper, you're not going to stand in my way. I've got Mrs. Topper all fixed up. You're not going to ruin my good deed. You're going back to her.
I'm not at all sure I want to go back to her. Let her come to me. I'll be right here.
Oh, Toppy, you don't mean that. You know what we'll do? I'll open the back door and you sneak out in the alley while I take care of the guards.
Man, we can't do that. That's breaking jail. They lock you up for that, you know.
Come on, we have to hurry. Now, while I'm taking care of things, you sneak out.
Mary, you locked me out.
Everybody out, everybody out. Come on, everybody out.
Mary, don't do that. Don't open all those cells.
Wait for me. You, Toppy. See you later, boys. Yoo-hoo, Toppy.
Get out. Go away.
Wait for me!
Sorry. Yes. Oh, Alma, Pierre. Aidez-moi à attraper ce chapeau.
Get out of the way. I can't stop.
Ah, now our class, we can resume our little argument that you've started and now finished.
I love arguing. Sing 'em at me.
This is no time to be cute. Which way did Mr. Topper go?
Honey, he went down the hall.
Cosmo! Oh, I'm so happy. I knew you'd come back to me. And now everything's going to be all right again, isn't it? I'm so sorry that I've been so silly.
Clara, dear, you don't understand. You see, I'm in a sort of hurry because all France is after me.
Cosmo, look at your trousers. Oh, there's been a moth or something chewing them. Sit right down here and I'll fix them. If you have a needle and thread.
Clara, I can't possibly stop. I've got to get away. They're coming after me now.
Well, your friends will just have to wait. I can't have you running around looking like this. Sit still, darling.
Clara, they're right at the door.
Well, tell them you're not here. If you people have any complaint to make, go and see the manager.
Well, open the door.
Hello? Hello, operator? Operator, will you please tell the porter to get me 2 full fare tickets on the first plane leaving France?
Don't forget Wilkins.
And don't forget Wilkins. Please hurry. My husband's a fugitive, you know, and we have to escape. Come on, darling. Oh, darling, now that we're so happy, don't look so sad. Oh, come on.
George! Hey, George! Look at him! I had a tough time getting them together, but I did it. All by myself, too. Aren't you happy? Now I can come back to you. Hey! Wait a minute!
I'm so happy, aren't we, darling?
Yeah. Bless our happy home.
It's monkey business, all right. And believe me, Cary never had so much fun in his life. Want to know why? Well, just look at what goes into this monkey business. There's a generous helping of ginger. Ginger Rogers, that is. A dash of Charles Coburn for a chaser. Plenty of Marilyn Monroe for spice. And someone to see that things shape up properly. Scientifically, of course.
I've done a lot of experimenting with this kind of thing.
You can come in now, if you're not too busy.
Miss Laura was just showing me her acetates.
It all began when Rudolph, the chimp, discovered the formula for eternal youth that makes people grow younger and younger and younger.
Edwina, what I have to tell you is unbelievable.
Oh?
Oh, well, I'll start at the beginning. Edwina, at 11:52 this morning, I took a dose of the formula. And in a few minutes, I began to behave exactly like a college boy.
Well, all set?
Is your motor running?
Is yours? Takes a while to warm up.
Does me too. By the way, whose lipstick is it?
What's her name? You know, Oxley's secretary.
Oh, you mean that little pin-up girl, huh? Very cute.
Sort of, but half infant.
Not the half that's visible. Hi, Dr. Fulton.
Hi.
What'd you say to her? Mrs. Fulton, he said hi. I heard what he said, you peroxide kissing bug.
Edwina, she didn't do anything.
I'll pull that blonde hair out by its black roots.
Edwina, please. Edwina,
Come
stop
on,
it.
come on,
Miss
come
Laura,
on.
you keep out of the way.
Emma Bates, do you realize that there's a meeting of the Aid Society today?
Oh, I must have fallen asleep. You better go along without me.
Go along without you? Why, you haven't missed a meeting in the past 10 years. Aren't you feeling well? She's been acting pretty skitterish of late. You don't suppose it could be those pink pills we've been giving her?
There's nothing the matter with me. I just didn't realize how late it was.
Well, at least you can start getting ready and not sit there talking. I might have known. It's that prize fighter person. His son is following in his footsteps and will come to the same end.
Jim O'Banion was a gentleman, even though he was a prize fighter.
Emma Bates, do you mean to tell us that you're still mooning over that rowdy after all these years? And to think of what we went through to keep her from marrying that brute.
Jim was always sweet and kind to me.
Well, maybe it's just as well if she doesn't go to the Aid Society with us. There's no telling what she might do to disgrace us. Come along, Bonita.
And you fight fans who remember Gentleman Jim O'Banion in his prime will feel as I do when we see his kid step into the ring tonight to meet Tiger Wilson. When we think what a stickler Gentleman Jim was for keeping in condition and then see his kid doing most of his training in night spots, well, your guess is as good as mine. There's no denying the kid could be a great fighter, like his dad, if someone would only pound some sense into him. As it is, we definitely pick him to last 4 rounds at the most tonight, and that's giving him the benefit of our doubt. Now, a word of advice to men over 40 suffering from...
Hello, is that you, Clem? What time is the 3:15 due? 1:30? Good. I'll be wanting a ticket to the city. No, just one. I'm going alone.
I'm sorry, lady, but there isn't a ticket left for tonight's ballot.
Oh, dear, I've come over 100 miles just to see Gentleman Jim's boy fight tonight. Couldn't you do something about it?
You might come back later. We may have a couple of cancellations. I'll save one for you if you want me to.
Oh.
Hello, Maris. Listen, honey, I'm all washed up for the day and ready to take off for City Hall. See you there about 4:30 and we grab the license.
Knowing you, I'll settle if you get there by closing time, which is 5 o'clock.
Oh, now, don't talk that way, baby. Marriage is a serious thing. Yeah, I'll see you there about 4:30. I won't be late. Bye, sweets.
Cary!
Yeah?
Hop over to Rex Crenshaw's office right away, Terry. I just got a tip he's going to blow the lid off the rackets tomorrow and put Gus Hammond on the spot when he appears before the grand jury.
But boss, it's almost 4 o'clock.
Well, what of it? Crenshaw'll still be in his office. Probably take all night preparing the case so that he won't involve Flower Henderson as well.
But I got a date to meet my girl at the City Hall to get a marriage license. You told me I could get off a couple hours early today, remember?
And don't argue, unless you want to start your honeymoon out of a job. What are you doing?
Call my girl, tell her I'll be late.
Well, give me the number. I'll call it. It'll save time.
Oh, okay. The number's Axminster 10007.
Axminster 10007.
Explain the whole thing to her, will you? Tell her I'll get there as soon as I can.
Sure, I'll tell her.
Order on this?
Yeah.
Mr. Crenshaw will see you in just a few minutes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I know, Mr. Crenshaw, but why don't you break down and give me just enough of what you're going to say to the grand jury to hang a story on?
Look, Connors,
My entire law business is wrapped up in criminal practice. What makes you think I'd sing to the grand jury and ruin myself?
Flower Henderson's one of your most important clients, isn't he?
What has that to do with it?
Only this. Henderson wouldn't mind eliminating Hammond if he could do it in a nice legal way. Now, if you spill just enough to the grand jury to get Hammond out of the picture without involving Henderson, you guys will be sitting pretty, won't you?
You should be writing fiction instead of news stories. Ah, you're all wet, Connors. You said something about having an appointment before 5.
Yeah, I did.
I hope it's not too far away.
Well, it's far enough. So long, Crenshaw. See you in jail sometime.
I'll announce you to Mr. Crenshaw now.
Never mind, sister. We'll do our own announcing.
Hello, Terry.
Hi, Bardsey.
What's the rush?
Oh, I've got a date. Very important. Meeting McGow. See you later.
Wait a minute, pal. What did Crenshaw spill? I've got an addition to make, too. Come on, give. I've covered for you many a time.
Look, Bardsey, I got to fly. Crenshaw wouldn't talk. I pumped her for 20 minutes, didn't get a thing.
Is that on the level?
Have I ever lied to you?
About 3,000 or 4,000 times. I think I'll drop in on Crenshaw myself. You might like my personality better than yours.
Could be. You're the personality kid.
Looks like you're just about 1 minute away from a stand-up, miss.
It looks that way. Now, I don't suppose you ever work overtime.
Not me. Us city employees have a union. Are you sure you had your young man completely convinced? Oh, no offense. Only they're generally pretty prompt showing up here. Sometimes they backslide between here and the minister. Or was it mostly his idea to get married or yours?
It was his. And if he does finally show up, will you tell him the idea was an awful bust?
Sorry, you'll have to tell him yourself. This office is closing for the day.
Well.
You certainly gummed things up when you gave me that assignment.
Oh, so I gummed it up, huh?
Yeah, Crenshaw wouldn't talk. I got to the license bureau too late. And if I know my girl, she's going to pack me in ice the minute she lays eyes on me.
So Rex Crenshaw wouldn't talk?
Nah, shut up like a clam.
Oh, he did he? Yeah. I took you out of second-string sports and gave you a crack at general assignments because I thought you had a nose for news.
What are you talking about?
This.
Scoop.
Yeah, while you were skipping over to City Hall with a heart full of love.
How do you like that?
I do, and that's the reason you're back in sports, as of now.
Hello, honey. Now, before you start throwing things, let me tell you what happened.
I'm not interested in what happened. All I know is we were supposed to be married, and now we're not.
Well, I'll explain the whole thing on the way to the fights. Come on, get your coat.
Fights?
Yeah, I have to cover him. You see, I had to run him with the boss. I'm up that Crenshaw story because I was trying to get to the City Hall on time.
Back riding sports again. At the old salary, I suppose.
Yeah, but not for long. I'll show Evans he was wrong. You just wait.
Sorry, I'm through waiting. I can think of better ways to spend my life.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'm going to call Flower Henderson and see if that singing job is still open.
You can't do that. He's a gangster. Not only that, he's a wolf.
A wolf is a cinch to handle compared to a reporter.
Well, I suppose if that's the way you want it, there isn't anything I can do.
There isn't. I'd like to speak to Flower Henderson, please. Yes. Hello, Flower? This is Maris.
Well, hello there. Yeah, surely.
I guess you're out of luck, sister. Looks like a sellout tonight.
You don't suppose if I spoke to Mickey, you know he's Gentleman Jim's boy, he might have an extra ticket?
Lady, if he don't snap out of it pretty quick, he'll be lucky if they let him in here again.
Well, there's nothing wrong with Mickey. All he needs is someone to look after him.
Well, maybe you could handle him. Why don't you talk to Gus Hammond about it?
Gus Hammond?
His manager.
Maybe he'll sell you a piece of his fighter. You never can tell. Hiya, Terry. I kind of thought you'd be back covering the fights again.
You know, you're positively psychic, Mike. Why don't you get yourself a crystal ball and change your name to Madam Knows-All?
If you're stag tonight, this lady will buy one of your ducats.
What's the gag?
It's on the up and up. She's come 100 miles to see the fights, and we ain't got a ticket left.
I'd be willing to pay for it if you have an extra ticket.
Forget it. You've come a long way to see the fights. You're going to see them. Come on.
Well, it's against my principle to go off with strange men, but you look like an honest person. You are one, aren't you? I hope you don't consider me rash for doing this.
Those things happen to the best of us.
You don't think I'm a gate crasher?
Some of my best friends are gate crashers. I guess we better introduce ourselves. I'm Terry Connors of the Globe Tribune.
Oh, really? You're awful sober to be a reporter, aren't you?
You go to the movies, too, huh?
Oh, indeed. We have a theater back home in Fairport. It's called the Bite-A-Weed. Well, my name is Emma Bates, but back home they call me Aunt Emma.
Well, that's good enough for me. I'm glad to know you, Aunt Emma. Oh, excuse me a minute, will you? Well, if it isn't Gus Hammond.
Hi.
I didn't expect to see you here tonight.
Why not?
Ah, come on, Gus. Give me the lowdown. You know this whole thing's a frame-up.
Listen, I had enough trouble with the cops today without you snoopers insinuating I had anything to do with the Crenshaw deal.
Crenshaw? Who said anything about Crenshaw?
Well, what did you mean?
I'm talking about the scrap tonight. I understand you got a fix for Mickey to win by a knockout. I was just wondering which round, that's all.
Mickey O'Banion's a level kid. He only fights one way to win clean. Get that straight?
Sure. Anything you say. Glad to hear it.
Who's the guy you were just talking to?
He's a reporter. Why?
He was in Crenshaw's office this afternoon, just before we pulled that job.
Yeah? Did he get a good look at you?
No, he never gave us a tumble. Just tore out of the office like he was hurrying somewhere.
He's the old battle axe he's gabbing with.
So you knew Gentleman Jim O'Banion?
Well, he proposed to me once.
But you didn't marry him?
No, my family sent me abroad to prevent it, and when I got back, he was married to a burlesque queen. I never saw him again. He died 4 years ago.
Yeah, I know it. You made a special trip here just to see his son fight tonight? And Emma, you're okay. You got romance in your soul.
Oh, thank you, Terry.
Don't thank me. You're a tonic. You restore my faith in women. You see, romance kind of gave me a kick in the pants today.
You poor boy. Maybe if I could talk to your girl, I could straighten things out.
No, I doubt it. Come on, let's go on in.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Something about that old lady looks familiar.
Maybe it's her umbrella.
You're right. Do you know who that is?
Who?
That's Ma Parker.
You mean the old lady of the Parker boys?
Yeah. And she carries her out around in that umbrella. And can she use it?
Yeah. Remember when she went in that jail in Missouri, stuck up the sheriff, and got her boys out?
Sure, I remember.
I think you guys are crazy. What would Ma Parker be doing here?
You imported us to handle a job, didn't you? Okay. Maybe Flower Henderson imported her.
It all adds up. Her being with that reporter that was in Crenshaw's office this afternoon. I don't like the setup.
Listen, are you guys scared of an old dame? Why, if she ever sticks her nose in my business, I'll pull her apart like a rag doll.
Not if she gets that persuader out of her umbrella first. They say she shoots silver dollars right out of the air. Maybe that reporter was putting a finger on you when he was talking to you. I seen Ma Parker sizing you up.
Yeah? Well, I still think you guys are crazy. But you better keep your eye on the old dame just in case.
I get you. It's going to cost him an extra $1,000 if he wants Ma Parker bumped off.
You know, she's a sweet-looking old lady. Reminds me of my mother.
So it was Duke and Joe who snatched Crenshaw.
Yeah, and they made a neat job of it, too.
Well, I'm leaving it to you and Steve to make a neat job of them. I want Gus Hammond to know I don't like the idea of him grabbing my mouthpiece, understand?
Yeah, sure.
And I've got a little job for you, too, Zelda. Pick a date with that fighter of Gus's and bring him to the club tonight.
Oh, gee, Flower, do I have to go out with that palooka again?
Look, baby, it's for me. You want to help, don't you?
Sure, honey. Did I ever turn you down?
That's better. The only way we'll ever get to Crenshaw is for Hammond to lead us to him.
I suppose you're going to write him a letter and ask him when he please take us there, huh?
No, I'm going to make Gus think his fighter is crossing him up. When he takes Mickey out of here tonight, we'll tail him. He may take him to the place where he's hiding Crenshaw.
Yeah, that's all right, but I got to make Gus think that Mickey's giving him the double cross.
The kid's in some kind of a jam, isn't he?
Yeah. Rubber checks. Gus is holding.
How much?
500 would square it.
Then it's a cinch. Come in.
Hello, Flower.
Hello, Maris. Say, you're just what the doctor ordered.
Oh, you're going to the doctor's now?
Quiet. You look like you're all ready to go to work.
Why, yes, if you like my audition.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about the audition. Flower has dotted lines in his eyes, and that means a contract.
You'd better be getting over to the stadium. You might miss Mickey.
Okay. I could take a hint. Might as well come along, boys. Flower will only be asking you to leave in a minute anyhow.
Opened slowly, with both boys appearing tired. The crowd booed their waltzing.
Keep your guard up, Mickey. That boy wouldn't be tired if he was in shape. What he needs is fresh country air and road work.
You can't get fresh country air and road work in nightclubs. Booed loudly, and the referee urged him to action.
Now you got it. Get in there and fight, Mickey. Your father would never fight like that. Look out for that right. Start hunting the floor. A fight, Mickey. Fight.
Sounds like you got a fan out there.
Yeah. Wonder where she came from.
Come on, quit your talking and break it up. Both of them landed light lefts at the bell, round even. Where you going?
I'm going to tell that boy a thing or two. Mickey O'Banion, you're a disgrace to your dead father. Why don't you get in there and fight?
Okay, Andy. I'll take him this round.
Now you're talking. Give him that old 1-2.
Yeah, sure.
He'll take him this round.
That'll be a relief. Round 6. Boys came out of their corners and both landed hard rights. O'Banion sent Wilson staggering to the ropes with a jolting left hook, then followed by a right cross.
Now you're fighting, Mickey. Give it to him good. That's the way his father used to fight. Now you got it. Come on, Mickey. Stop the floor.
Take it. Make it look good.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Good boy, Mickey.
7,
You did it.
8, 9, 10. Knockout team after 2 minutes and 13 seconds of the 6th round. I'll phone them a lead in a half hour, Charlie.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 8th round semifinal will follow immediately.
That's that. I'm glad your boy won. What's the matter?
Oh, I'm just a silly old maid. I was just thinking. If things had been different, he might have been my boy.
Well, bless your heart. But I wouldn't worry about that. He probably wouldn't have been a fighter if you'd been his mother.
And why not? His father was a fighter.
And Emma, you're all right.
Terry,
What?
I wonder if you could take me back to his dressing room.
To his dressing room? Well, sure, I guess so. Come on.
Oh.
You better wait till I see if he's decent. Hi, Mickey.
Hiya, Terry. Hey, what you think of me tonight? Not bad, huh?
Terrific after you stopped waltzing.
Oh, I had to feel him out for a few rounds.
Sure, I know. I got an admirer of yours outside.
Yeah?
Yeah, a lady from your hometown wants to meet you.
A lady, huh? Oh, sure, bring her in. Jake, give me my robe.
Never mind about the robe. She's been around fighters before. She knew your father.
Oh, an old dame, huh?
Come on in, Emma. Mickey, this is Miss Emma Bates. She's the fan you heard yelling tonight.
Oh, so you're the one. I'm glad to know you, Aunt Emma.
How do you do, Mickey?
You don't mind if I finish giving the kid his rub down, do you?
Oh, no, go right ahead.
So you knew the old man. He was quite a guy, huh?
I'll say he was. And every time you crossed your right hand tonight, I could see him all over again.
No kidding. Hey, did you know the old lady, too?
No, we never met.
Oh.
Say, Mickey, what about Gus Hammond? I didn't see him in your corner tonight.
Gus, he couldn't make it tonight.
Gus Hammond?
Yeah, he's my manager. He's a big shot.
Yes, he must be. When he wasn't even in your corner. You know how your father won the championship? With his fists and his manager's brains, that's how.
Yeah?
If I had charge of you, I know what I would do. I would see that you had plenty of wholesome living. No dates, no nightlife, and lots of good food, like milk and eggs and nice country ham.
That sounds swell.
Gee, give him all that, Aunt Emma. He'd be champ.
Ouch! Jake, will you watch my neck? It's got a crick in it.
Sorry, champ.
Oh, here, hold these, and I'll take that kink right out.
Hey, what's the idea?
Now, relax. There, that's there.
Say, that's not bad. That's all right. Jake, you ought to take lessons from her.
Yeah, this there ain't nothing sacred no more.
Well,
don't you know how to knock?
Since when did you get so fussy? What's this, a lady trainer?
Miss LaFontaine, meet Aunt Anna Bates.
Oh, a relative, huh?
Oh, no, I'm just a friend.
She knew my old man.
Well, far be it from me to barge in on old home night. See you around.
Hold everything, baby.
Oh, now, just let me take that kink out, Mickey.
It's all gone, Aunt Emma. No kidding. Stick around, Zelda. We're stepping out. You don't mind excusing us, do you, folks?
Oh, it's okay. We understand. Come on, Aunt Emma. I think the kiddies want to be by themselves.
Awful glad I met you, Aunt Emma.
And I'm glad to have met you, Mickey. And remember what I told you. Your father was a great fighter, and you can be, too, if you just take care of yourself.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that, Eddie. Any guy who keeps company with me has to take care of himself.
What she means is...
I know what she means. Come, Cary.
So long, Mickey. Watch yourself on the clinches. Well, guess I'll mooch along.
Say, Jake, you haven't got a 10 spot you can spare?
Sorry, champ.
Gus still holding out on you, eh, kid?
Yeah.
I know where you can pick up 500 easy.
500? Wow, with that kind of dough, I could go for that milk and eggs routine.
What are you talking about?
Will you excuse me, Aunt Emma? I gotta make a telephone call.
Go right ahead, and I'll wait.
All right, Ma.
No funny business now. Come on.
What does this mean?
Now, don't get excited, Mom. We just want to ask you a couple of questions. I'll take the persuader. Take the gat out of the bumper chute, Joe.
Okay.
You'll pay for this, you flibberty gibbet.
Gee, that's a swell word. What's that mean out west? Smarten me up, will you, Ma? I want to pull it on the mob.
I'll mob you. Stop that. Don't you know it's unlucky to open up an umbrella indoors? And believe me, it'll be unlucky for you, both of you.
Oh, now, take it easy, Ma. I was just looking for your gun. Hey, there ain't no rod in this parasol.
Oh, so you ain't healed, eh, Ma?
Healed? What are you talking about? And don't call me Ma. I'm not a mother.
Oh, no? I suppose you found them 2 Parker boys under a bush.
Parker?
Yeah, Parker. You're Ma Parker. If you think we don't know it, you're batty.
You mean that famous woman outlaw? I've read about her in the paper.
I bet you have. You sure got some swell notices on them jobs you pulled, Ma.
What's so funny, Ma?
His face and the fact that you recognize me as Ma Parker.
Maybe you wouldn't think it was so funny if we started pushing you around. We're very serious citizens.
Listen, mister. Where I come from, if anybody pushes us around, we push right back.
Wow. Tough, huh?
Just as tough as you are. And give me that umbrella. I'm getting out of here.
Now, hold everything, Ma. We don't want no trouble with you.
You'll get plenty of it if you try to keep me here.
All we want to know is whether you're in town to pull a job for Flower Henderson.
Flower Henderson? Who's he?
Okay, clam up if you want to. I just got this to say. We're playing along with Gus Hammond. So if you want to stay healthy, keep your nose clean.
Young man, my nose is always clean.
Okay. Keep it that way. You don't want to wind up in a slab of concrete on the bottom of the East River. And we don't want to hurt no female. On account of we're gentlemen.
Yeah, and on account of you remind me of my mother.
If you were my son, I'd turn you over my knee and whale the daylights out of you. Now I'm leaving, and I dare you to stop me.
Gabby, old dame, ain't she?
Yeah. Just like me mother.
Hello, boss. Call, I tell you, I saw Gus Hammond at the feist tonight.
What do you want me to do, run it on the society page?
Now, wait a minute. He knows something about that Crenshaw case. I'm going to follow it up on my own time and bring you the story.
You do, and I'll eat it.
Okay, so you'll eat it, including the carbon copies. Of all the hard-boiled, ungrateful Simon Legrees.
Who?
That city editor of mine. I offered to dig up a swell kidnapping story, and is he grateful? No.
Has somebody been kidnapped?
Yeah, Henderson's mouthpiece. I mean, his lawyer.
Shucks, I know what mouthpiece means. I read the Broadway columns when my sisters aren't looking.
Hey, you're right on the beam, aren't you? Well, I guess you can take care of yourself now, huh?
Well, where are you going?
Over to Henderson's nightclub. I got a hunch things are going to break wide open over there any day now.
Well, is there any law against me going with you?
Oh, no, but it's a hot spot. I don't want to mix you up in any trouble.
Well, do you think I want to go back home and tell them I haven't visited a hot spot?
Well, let's go. I guess there's no harm in taking you along.
Hot diggity.
Scoop twice in one day.
What? Has Connors come in yet?
No.
Well, when he does come in, don't say a word to him. Just send him in to me. I have a few choice phrases I want to deliver just before I fire him.
Hello, boys.
Hiya, boss. All right, Flower.
Well, I see by the paper you scored all right.
Oh, that was a cinch.
Yeah.
No trouble at all.
What's this stuff about the cops looking for an old lady with a rain stick?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Hey, give me that paper. Ma, how do you like that? We do a job and the cops give some old dame credit for it.
You sure this old lady didn't see you?
Oh, not a chance. Nobody saw us, did this to you?
Not a soul.
I guess it's all right for him to be looking for someone else. You boys can stay in town for a while.
Sakes, Benita, we might as well go to bed. We'll catch our death of cold waiting up for that moonstruck sister of ours.
I just want to be here when she gets back, that's all. We've been entirely too lenient with her.
Well, I kind of dread to think of her all alone in the city. Gracious knows what mischief she'll get into.
Well, notifying the police will only cause a lot of scandal. Besides, Clem says she bought a round-trip ticket, so she must be planning to return.
Well, I hope to goodness if she does stay overnight in town, she'll have sense enough to stop at some nice, respectable boarding house and not try to make a fool of herself.
Hey, I'll keep a change.
You gave him a whole $1.
Yeah.
Well, the bill was only 75 cents. Young man, somebody ought to teach you not to squander your money.
Forget it, sweetheart. When I turn in this story we're going to get, I'll have my old job back and probably a bonus. Come on.
Good evening, Mr. Connors.
Hello, Gracie. How are you tonight?
Fine, thank you. Young lady, aren't you afraid of catching cold in that outfit? Is she kidding?
Well, if it isn't battling McCloskey, how are all the gory little fights tonight?
Well, they were nothing compared to the battles we've had, but I did have charming company. May I present Miss Emma Bates? This is Marison, Emma.
How do you do? I've heard a lot about you.
Really?
Well, yes, he told me that
You
when...
can tell me later. It's almost time for me to sing.
Oh, do you sing?
So they say.
I'm sorry, but I have to go now. Really.
My, but she's sweet.
Yeah, so's a persimmon. Well, how about a snifter?
A snifter?
Yeah, let's sit at the bar and duck the cover charge. Give me a bourbon and plain water, please. What do you have, Aunt Emma?
Well, I've been known to take a sip of port before going to bed, but I'm not going to bed yet. Oh, what's a zombie?
A zombie is not for you. I'll bring her a horse's neck.
What's a horse's neck?
Never mind.
I'm feeling low. I need you so. Sweetheart, don't treat me unkind. It's you I crave. I'm just your slave. I can't get you out of my mind.
That wolf she's smiling at is Flower Henderson.
Can't you see she's just trying to make you jealous?
Jealous my eye. The thing she's trying to make is a contract.
Though that may be, still I can see I can't get you out of my mind. When you said goodbye, I didn't cry, I didn't care.
She has a lovely voice. I guess you'd call her a torch singer, wouldn't you?
That's not what I'll call her if she goes on working here.
Dear, you're meant for me, I'm meant for you. That is what fate has designed. No use to try to alibi. I can't get you out of my mind.
You see that? She went right back to his table. Give me another drink.
Now, don't try to drown your sorrows in spirits, Terry. What about that story we were going to get?
We'll get it.
Oh, now you're talking. If you take my advice, you won't even look at her again tonight. Just act like she wasn't here. That always gets them.
How do you know?
Oh, silly. I've read advice to the lovelorn for 30 years. My, this certainly makes me feel foolish. What's in it?
Grenadine, lime juice, ginger ale, charged water.
All that? It certainly is exhilarating. Oh, Neil, my.
There's Mickey.
I think I'll powder my nose. Okay. Hurry back.
The idea of gallivanting around like that when you ought to be in bed.
Move right in. He's waiting for you.
Okay.
Something's troubling that boy.
Nah, he got that way from running into too many left jabs.
Hello, Mickey.
Hello.
I'm a friend of Flower Henderson's. I do a little business for him now and then. Zelda said that you might be interested.
What's the deal?
There's one for the books. Flower Henderson's trigger man getting chummy with Mickey.
Is that bad?
Dang good, any way you look at it.
Got everything straight?
Sure, and I do a swan dive in the third round. Hey, why can't I take a flop in the first?
Because we want it in the third. Here's your check.
Hey, wait a minute. I can't take a check. I gotta have cash.
Sure, I know. Flower thought of that. You just endorse it, I'll cash it.
Why have I got to endorse it?
We got to have a receipt, don't we?
Yeah,
Hello, Gus. This is Zelda.
What's the matter? Is Flower giving you the brush off?
Look, I gotta make it snappy. I'm over at the Savoy with Mickey. I just overheard something. The kid's gonna give you the double cross. Yeah, on the level.
You better get over here right away.
Well, everything under control?
Sure.
Swell. Let's have a little drink to celebrate.
No, thanks. I got to be running along. See you later. So long, Mickey.
Hold the fort, Aunt Emma.
Well, where are you going? You can't leave me here at the bar alone.
You'll be safe. I won't be long. Got some work to do. Another horse's neck for the lady?
And heavy on the grenadine.
We gotta shove off.
What for? I'm just beginning to enjoy myself.
I know, but I gotta get going.
Oh, now that you're flush again, I suppose you've got another date, huh?
This is business.
Oh, well, we can have another drink anyway, can't we?
I suppose.
You know Gus Hammond?
Who doesn't?
See that he gets us, will you? And I don't want him to know where it came from. Understand?
I get it.
Hello, sweetheart. Back again.
Oh, leaving so soon, Mr. Connors?
And never mind the hat. What you got there? Anything interesting?
None of your business.
Oh, come on now. Well, I didn't know Blackie Hale was on writing terms with Gus Hammond.
Hey, give me that. What do you think you're doing?
Hello, Terry.
Well, if it isn't Detective Lieutenant Miller. You know Gracie. Nice girl, smart, too. I'll see you again, sweetheart.
Check your hat, Lieutenant?
No, I don't think so. I just want to look around.
Hold your breath, Aunt Emma. I think I'm on to something. Well, how do you like that?
Well, what is it?
For some reason or other, Flower Henderson's trying to frame Mickey O'Banion.
Framing Mickey?
Yeah, look, Aunt Emma, you hang on to this like grim death. If anything happens to me, give it to the police. Or better yet, give it to Evans. He's the city editor of my paper.
Well, what in the world?
I know it's all very confusing, but I'm on the trail of something plenty hot. Now, you stay here. I'll get back as quick as I can.
Framing Mickey, huh? Well, oh. Good evening, Mickey. Good evening, Miss LaFontaine.
Hello, Aunt Emma.
My, isn't this a small world? When I said goodbye to you in the dressing room, I didn't expect to see you again, and here we are together. Do you mind if I sit down?
Sure. Have a seat.
Oh, thank you. You know, I'm getting the biggest thrill out of this. The first time I've ever been in a nightclub.
No fooling.
You know, back in Fairport, we go to bed always at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock?
Yeah.
That ain't living, Aunt Emma.
Don't you think so? Good evening, Mr. Hammond.
Having a little party?
Oh, hello, Gus.
Sit down. You don't have to stand up for me.
Just get that check?
No.
Find out why you didn't.
Mickey's manager. I've been dying to meet you ever since he told me about you in the dressing room tonight.
That's swell, but you...
I've got a great idea. Why don't you let me take Mickey up to the country where he'd get plenty of fresh air, exercise, and good food, and he'd be a champion, just like his father.
I'd like that.
Sure, I know. Look, do you girls mind finding something else to do? I want to talk to Mickey alone.
Let's powder our noses, Aunt Emma.
Oh, but I don't want to powder my nose. I want to ask Mr. Hammond some more questions.
Suit yourself.
You can have it now, buddy. I ran out of nickels.
Normandy 9, 4,000. City desk. Hello, boss. This is Terry. I'm over at the Club Savoy, and I'm on the trail of a story that's going to pin your ears back.
So you're at the Club Savoy, and you're on the trail of a big story. Listen, you blundering idiot, where were you when those two thugs were murdered at the stadium tonight?
Two thugs murdered at the stadium?
Every other paper in town had it, not a line from you. You wouldn't know a news story if you woke up and found one in bed with you. You're fired, Mr. Connors. And don't bother to come in the office for your check. I'll mail it to you. My blood pressure couldn't stand the sight of you.
Boss, are you there?
We'd like to see you in the office, mister. We want to have a little talk with you.
Okay.
Suppose, Mr. Hammond, I wanted to buy Mickey's contract. How much would you ask for it?
It ain't for sale.
Oh, but you must know what you'd take for it.
Listen, I said it ain't for sale. I also said I wanted to talk to the kid privately. And that's just what I'm going to do. On your feet. Let's find a place where there ain't so much noise.
See you later, Animal.
This way.
Ready to talk?
If you listen very carefully, you won't hear a thing.
If you're smart, you'll tell us where that envelope is.
What envelope?
Have you any idea where Terry is?
Why ask me? He's liable to be anywhere.
Young lady, you're taking entirely the wrong attitude about Terry. Besides, I know something terrible is happening. You've got to help me find him.
All right, we'll have a look around.
Don't tell me you're not up to some kind of a double cross hanging around Flower Henderson's joint. Come on, spill it.
I'm telling you, Gus, you got this all wrong.
Oh, yeah? And suppose you explain why you were sitting at the table with Flower's girl and Ma Parker. Maybe you're playing along with the old girl. Trying to put me on the spot, is that it?
You mean you think that little old lady is Ma Parker?
I don't think I know. She knocked off Duke and Joe tonight at the stadium.
You're crazy. Her name's Emma Bates, and she's from my old hometown. She used to know my old man.
So, you're covering up for her, huh? That proves you are giving me the business. Well, let me tell you something. You and that old dame ain't going to get away with it. Even if she was your old man's sweetie.
Mickey!
I'll take the gun, Gus.
Okay.
Get an ambulance. Call a doctor.
Call an ambulance.
Oh, he's still breathing, but not very much.
Yeah, 2 slugs in him. I thought you were too smart to pull a stunt like this.
Save the chatter. Look at my face. He slugged me twice. I shot him in self-defense. I'll be free in the morning with a nice, fresh habeas corpus.
Well, you have to make a shooting gallery out of my place.
You ought to know.
Come on.
Oh, I wish Terry was here. He knew Mickey was in danger. He told me so. And now he's missing the story that he was after. Terry's never where he ought to be. Young lady, when we get Mickey to the hospital, you and I are going to have a talk, man to man.
I certainly made a mess of things. Muffed 3 stories, lost my girl, and got fired. All in one day. And Emma, I'm a complete washout without any reservations.
Oh, just a little one.
Can't think what it would be.
I'll show you.
Now, don't say a word. Aunt Emma gave me a little talking to, and... Terry, let's start all over again from scratch. Will you?
Will I?
Oh, that's enough sentiment. Don't forget that Mickey's in the hospital. And if we can get him out and up to my place in the country, I can nurse him back to health. And then maybe, well, just maybe, he might tell me that story you've been wanting to write about. Of course, if you're not able to get up...
Get up, Aunt Emma, you're a genius. I'm getting up right now.
Oh, just a minute. Just a minute.
Did you identify these men if you saw them?
No, they grabbed me while my back was turned. Where's Mickey? Goodness, he's not dead.
What happened, Miller?
3 mugs overpowered the nurse and grabbed him.
Kidnapped.
You mean they snatched him right out of this room?
That's it.
Well, what are you doing here? You know Gus Hammond did it to keep Mickey from talking. Why don't you go pick him up?
Maybe you ought to see the commissioner now that you're out of a job. He might make you chief of police. Just like that.
Then you have picked up Hammond?
No, but I've had a man tailing him from the minute he walked away from the jail. He wasn't near this hospital when Mickey was snatched.
Oh, for a minute I thought I had something. Well, Aunt Emma, it doesn't look like Mickey's going to take that trip to the country, does it?
Well, isn't there something we can do?
Maybe. Let's get out of here. Oh, if I find Mickey, I'll let you know. Now, let's reconstruct this scramble. Crenshaw was snatched, presumably by Gus Hammond. Why? Because Crenshaw is Flower Henderson's attorney and was about to spill damaging evidence to the grand jury about Hammond. Then things began to happen. 2 of Hammond's men were killed at the stadium.
Well, those are the men I'm suspected of killing.
Yeah, no, you?
What do you mean?
Well, it's right there in the headlines that the police are hunting for a woman with an umbrella who was seen coming out of the dressing rooms where they were murdered. Well, that's me. Would I be too fresh if I offered a suggestion?
Shoot.
These gang people think I'm that famous gun woman, Ma Parker. Why can't I be Ma Parker?
Are you serious?
Certainly. Why can't I join up with Flower and sort of be his ma? And Maris here could help. He likes her, and she could get me in.
But I won't have her being nice to that heel.
Be quiet and leave this to Aunt Emma.
Well, where do I come in?
Well, you can teach me some of those awful gangster words like gad and moll and mug. And get me a pistol.
A pistol?
Yes, to carry in my umbrella like Ma Parker does. And then tonight you get a car and park outside of Flower Henderson's club, and then things will happen.
It's all very simple. 3 guys grab a man and carry him out of a hospital in broad daylight, and nobody sees them. We know who engineered the job, but Gus Hammond was miles away at the time. Fascinating business being a detective, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe we ought to turn in our shields and let that reporter find the criminals.
Yeah. Say, wait a minute. That old dame, the one that was with Cary, there was something familiar about her. Did it strike you that way?
No, she didn't look familiar, just kind of silly, carrying that umbrella with the sun shining bright outside.
Well, that's it, the umbrella. There's an alarm out for an old lady with an umbrella. She's wanted for bumping off those gorillas at the stadium last night.
But what would she be doing with Terry Connors?
Well, that's what I'm going to find out.
Now, you stay here and remember to keep your eyes open.
Okay. But don't be too nice to that wolf, honey. I'll be out here dreaming up all sorts of things.
Will you stop worrying?
Terry Connors, won't you ever learn that when a woman loves a man, he doesn't have to worry about anyone else? Come, dear, we have work to do.
Gus snatching Mickey was a smart trick. It's too bad I didn't think of it first.
Yeah. He's probably got Mickey stored away in the same place he's got Crenshaw.
Come in.
Hello, Flower.
Hello, honey. You look like a million.
Thank you.
What's on your mind?
What would you say if I told you I could locate Crenshaw for you?
Where is he?
I don't know, but I've got a friend outside who might be able to find him for you. Shall I bring her in?
Sure.
Ma, come on in and meet the folks. Flower, I want you to meet a friend from my hometown of Missouri, Ma Parker. Maybe you've heard of her.
Hiya, chum.
Hello.
Ma Parker, my old hat. This dame's name's Aunt Emmy Bates.
Dummy up or I'll flatten you.
Huh?
You heard me. Sit down. I get it on the grapevine that you're Mr. Big and the racket's around this town.
So?
So I'm ready to cook up a caper with you. It has to do with a citizen named Gus Hammond. Ever heard of him?
Maybe yes and maybe no. Why?
I don't blame you for playing clam, Flower. You're smart. I like the way you operate. Only I was burned up when I found out that you and your boys had knocked over Duke and Joe at the stadium last night. Now, when I walked in that dressing room and found out you'd rubbed out those two gorillas before giving me a chance at them, I blew my top. Well, I wanted to give the business to those two jerks personally on account of what they and Gus Hammond did to me on their last trip out west.
Yeah?
Yeah. And Hammond's still left. Are you saving him for any reason?
Why should I?
I'm just asking. I'm a stranger here, and I wanted to find out what the score was before I give Hammond the business. I just want 1 minute alone with that double-crosser, and I'll empty this heater into him before he can wipe off that surprised look.
Listen, you phony. You're not Ma Parker. You're just a sweet dame pulling a knack. Mickey knows her. She was trying to get Mick to go upstate to her place last night for a lot of fresh air and milk and honey and stuff.
I told you to pipe down once. Now, one more crack out of you, and I'll pin your ears back.
Yeah? Well, if you was so anxious to knock over Gus Hammond, why didn't you do it last night when you were sitting at the table with him?
How can you stand having a dame that dumb around you? Do you think I'd be chump enough to give a guy the business with John Law standing out the door casing the joint? Why don't you toss her out so we can talk some business? You want to know where Crenshaw is, don't you?
Take a powder.
Are you going to be sapping up to listen to this old doll?
I said take a powder.
Okay, it's your funeral.
All right, Ma. Let's hear how you're going to find Crenshaw. And it had better be good.
Don't get yourself in an uproar, cousin. It'll be good. Gus Hammond will make it good.
Hey!
Oh.
Did you do that on purpose?
What do you think, pal? Every time I mention Gus Hammond's name, my trigger finger starts to itch.
Hello, Gus. This is Zelda. I want to tip you off to something.
What, again?
Ma Parker's cooking up a deal with Flower to put you on the spot. I thought you'd like to know. Bye.
Your idea's all wet, Ma. Even if you did get Gus over here, he'd never take you to the hideout where he's holding Crenshaw.
He would if I gave him the once-over lightly.
With what?
With my umbrella, of course. You'd be surprised what a lump this umbrella could raise in a man's head.
No dice, Ma.
But I could shoot him.
Oh, sure you could. But a stiff can't lead us to Crenshaw.
I don't want to get tough, Flower, but you're going to do this my way, or a certain person will go to the DA's office with that check you used to frame Mickey O'Banion.
So you got that check from that reporter.
Yeah, do you want to make something of it?
Well, hello, Terry. Where's the old lady with the umbrella?
Oh, hello, Lieutenant. Lovely evening, isn't it?
Yeah, a swell evening for a lot of questions I want to ask you. Hop out of the car.
Oh, no, I'm staying right here.
Get her!
Now, you... For pennies? Hey!
Are you going to get out of that car, or do I have to pull you
Oh,
out?
now listen, Lieutenant, I'm waiting for my girl. She'll be out in a few minutes.
Out you come.
Oh, no, you're coming in.
What's the idea? Pull over the curb.
Nothing doing. We're following Gus Hammond. He may lead us to Crenshaw and Mickey O'Banion.
Crenshaw?
Listen, Mr. Hammond.
Shut up.
Haven't you got a sense of humor? Can't you take a joke?
I'm taking one now. On our last ride.
You'll never get away with it.
Shut up.
Oh, dear.
Pour on the gas.
Where are we?
Will you button your lip?
Button my lip.
Well, they've gone. What are you stopping for?
They must have ducked into this warehouse. They couldn't have made the next corner.
Well, I doubt it, but we'll have a look around. That's locked.
We've got to get in some way.
We'll get in.
Hey, how about a drink of water?
What, another one? You sure do interfere with a guy that's trying to improve his mind.
Hi, Chick. Everything okay?
Yeah, except that fighter of yours. He sure drinks an awful lot of water.
All right, Bill, bring them in.
Mickey,
Hello, Aunt Emma.
are you all right?
I don't know. I feel kind of hot all over.
Well, you've got a fever.
You got to get that boy back to the hospital. He's running a temperature.
That's too bad.
Now, you listen.
Shut up. Sit down. How about it, Crenshaw? Ready to talk?
You know the answer to that one.
Maybe you'll change your mind when I tell you Flower Henderson won't be needing a mouthpiece anymore.
Is that on the level?
You're acting pretty silly, Crenshaw. If you'll just tell me where that stuff is you were going to show to the grand jury, you can walk away from this place in 5 minutes.
What about these people?
They won't be around to talk.
Get them up.
Hey, Gus!
Good gracious. Drop that gun.
Scooped again. It's getting so I'm afraid to pick up rival paper.
Holy smoke.
Maybe Terry was right when he said he's on the trail of something at the Savoy. You probably fired him too soon.
Hello.
Hello, boss.
Don't call me boss. And don't be bothering me this time of night.
Okay, if that's the way you feel about it, I guess I'll have to give the story to the Star-Telegram. And what a story. I got Crenshaw, I got Gus Hammond. I found out where Mickey O'Banion is.
You have? Well, now, wait a minute, Terry. Or now, let's not act hastily about this.
All right, I'm listening. My old job back? A raise? A bonus? Haven't you forgotten something?
What do you give me the paper?
2 weeks off for honeymoon, you slave. Okay, it's a deal.
Well, it's about time. Who's that?
This is Mickey O'Banion, Gentleman Jim's son.
A prize fighter. Gentleman Jim's son. You get that uncouth out of here immediately. You're not going to sully the name of Bates with...
Dummy up, you silly jerks. Mickey's moving in, and I don't want to hear a beef out of either one of you, see? Now scram to the kitchen and rustle up some chow and wing it. And get a load of this. From now on, I'm the big cheese in this rat trap, and you're taking orders from me. Now get going before I hang one in your noggins with this bumbershoot.
Oh!